So the meeting today will be part of a process of consultation with Congress. The President obviously will inform him of inform the leaders of his thinking on some of these issues, but we'll also want to hear about their thinking. We here in Washington, obviously, and this includes the leaders who will be visiting, have spent a lot of time over the past decade thinking about and understanding Iraq and the complexities there. So the President looks forward to having this meeting.
It sounds like you're saying he has not made any decisions, and so I'm wondering, do those decisions get harder, though? Does that situation on the ground get harder the longer it takes for the U.S. to provide some type of assistance?
Well, I would say a couple of things. The right way to go about this is to assess, is to develop an approach that is inclusive of the three elements I just mentioned. It cannot just be about what direct action we may or may not take. And it also has to be one that keeps in mind what our objectives are. The ultimate objective here is to protect the national security interests of the United States, to prevent portions of Iraq, portions of the region from becoming a safe haven for ISIL, extremists who may ultimately pose a threat to the United States over our interests abroad and our allies. And that is the lens through which the President approaches these matters and these decisions, and that obviously especially includes any contemplation of direct action. Ultimately, Iraq has to take responsibility for its own security. We in this country spent more than 8 years, 9 years, and spent a lot in both blood and treasure in an effort to give Iraq the opportunity to move forward democratically as a sovereign nation. And we are still obviously very much in support of Iraq and the Iraqi government, but ultimately they have to make some key political decisions about governing in a non-sectarian way, in an inclusive way, because only that will create the kind of stability that Iraq needs to move forward and protect its sovereignty.